Alright, we're back on the bike in Alaska. I stayed in Fairbanks for a little bit longer than I planned to do. It was good to have a rest and catch up on writing and a bunch of other stuff there. And spend time with people. It was a nice place. But yeah, really good to be moving again. Yesterday, cranked out a big day, I don't know, 140 kilometers or something down the Parks Highway. I'm gonna head across the Denali Highway today and start making tracks towards Canada. But yeah, found this great spot in the woods behind a rest area last night. So yeah, all's good. All's good. Feeling strong after that nice long rest. Bit creaky at first, but yeah, it's I've still got it, so I can hopefully put some big miles in for the next few days and start to claw back some of that lost time and get moving. This is the payoff to 2 days of effort on that fairly fast road, the Parks Highway. I was starting to doubt whether it was worth it. The scenery was good, but headwind, tedious traffic. But yeah, this is the payoff now. This is what it's like to ride in Alaska. End of an epic day riding onto the Denali Highway. Found a place to put my tent, cooking my dinner away from the camp because we're in bear country. Hope it's far enough away. Come and check out what the clouds are doing down at the river. Filtering some water to drink. Hey bear! We say hey bear. Yeah, check it out. That's nice, huh? So what's on the menu tonight? We have Spanish rice, 2 of those. Although apparently servings per pack about 2.5. So I'm having 5 servings. And teriyaki tofu, 1 of those. Yum yum. So I'm gonna cut the tofu up now and scoff this. Rainy morning, taking it easy. Oh, really feeling it. I woke up and I feel like my legs are throbbing this morning. So yeah, feeling the effects of that headwind for most of yesterday, and for pushing hard, trying to get some distance in while they were going was good. But yeah, pretty good camp in all. Funny thing, just now I went to I left the water filter hanging up last night. It hadn't finished draining through, and I couldn't be bothered, and I was lazy. And I'm just packing it away now. I noticed, let me show you. This is the hose that goes down into the clean bottle. And at the end of it, all these brakes. And then notice on the connector too, we have teeth marks. So yeah, something's had a good go at that. Fortunately, they didn't really do any serious damage. I just used my knife to trim off the compromised piece of hose. And it was too long anyway, frankly. Half the time I was looping it over things so it would run straight. But that's interesting, and actually confirms that I did the right thing to hang my bags, my food bags, in the tree. It's always one of these, like, I don't really know whether it's worth doing. I mean, certainly it's not out of reach of a bear. Brown bear's 10 feet tall or something, 8 feet, 10 feet tall. It's huge, like, and its reach is higher than I can get the bag into a tree without throwing a rope over it, and none of these trees would be able to support that anyway. But I actually just latched all the bags onto branches sort of head height, for fear of critters, like thinking that probably as much of a hazard here as brown bears are. We're in North America, so they call them critters. So weasels, mice, all kinds of things. I don't know what else would eat my food. Saw a porcupine yesterday. So there's all kinds of ground-based rodents, and that's what's done the damage to my water filter, I think. I saw a weasel just now this morning. It's probably that guy, actually. I was just sitting there drinking my coffee and I noticed him run across. I thought, oh, how cute. Didn't know that he'd been munching on my water filter. The start of the hunting season was yesterday, so unfortunately this road, which is normally fairly low traffic, is pretty busy. Well, busier than it would be if there weren't so many people out looking to blast a moose. I saw a moose here as well last night. There was one just across the river, huge thing. So yeah, it is what it is. A half an hour ago I was starting to get pretty glum. I was wet over the top of the last pass. Rain came down. A lot of traffic. Nobody really slowing down, as I said yesterday. Most of the cars here don't really slow down. And they're not interested. I've barely spoken with anybody. I got a few waves and thumbs ups, but it's not like on the Dalton Highway where I don't know how many cars, but a lot of cars, several times a day. I would stop for a chat. I guess for all of the beautiful wilderness around us, this isn't that remote. We're, like I said, pretty close to Anchorage. So I don't know, it's a different vibe. It doesn't feel quite so remote with all these people around, all the holiday makers on the weekend. But that's all good. Yeah, it hasn't stopped raining, so this is the rub. In bear country, I can't cook in my camp, in my tent, so I've walked along for, I don't know, I'm going to camp about 100 meters back that way, where there's a little clearing. But yeah, not too bad here. Got a bit of cover from these trees. So this is where I cooked. Now I'm going to go to where I'm going to camp. If you're wondering what the little jingle bells are, that's the bear bell. Let them know I'm coming. Back out into the open. Ooh, got a bit of a cloud inversion over the lake, huh? That's pretty cool. I'm going to put the tent here. So I'm on the last climb on the Denali highway. It's about 8:30 at night. And I thought I might camp down in the McLaren River Valley there. Came down pass here, but it didn't really feel right to stop when there's still light in the sky, so yeah, I'm gonna go for it. The sky's looking pretty epic over there, back to the Clearwater Range, the end of the Alaska range. Glacier just about in view around the corner there. But yeah, got about another 4 or 5 miles to get to the top of this, maybe 350 meters climb up, and it's freezing cold headwind. I should keep things interesting, but yeah, it should be a good end to the day if I get over there. Hopefully find some water and a place to camp soon after the top of the pass. So yeah, fingers crossed. What a view to be going up with as I climb up there. Check that out. So I made it to the summit, McLaren Pass, McLaren Summit. About 45 minutes, a fairly steady effort. So glad I did that. I'm buzzing now. I'm kind of high from the effort of that and just the drama of that landscape behind me. Seeing the sunset over the McLaren River all braided out like that. Wow, absolutely amazing. And it really feels like the Alaskan wilderness. Looking for some shelter and a place to camp. Get some water first. This isn't very high really by global standards. Well, that was 1200 meters and some change, 4100 feet or something like that. But at this kind of latitude we're up, still up in the 60 degrees north, so it's cold up here. I know it doesn't look like I'm wearing much, but I'm kicking out a lot of heat pedaling this heavy bike up this rough road. But woo! That's the last big pass on the Denali highway. All is good in the world of bike touring again. Alright, I'm gonna get down and find somewhere to camp. So I'm at Myers Lake in Alaska. I arrived here last night, well, about 5:30, soaked to my skin. I had the heaviest rain coming over the passes on the end of the Denali highway. Just constant driving rain, like a wall of water for maybe 5 hours yesterday. So I was soaked to my skin, like literally waterproofs wetted out. It always finds a way, like the zips, usually my only pair of waterproof gloves. Ended up getting water in them, down the cuffs. Oh, it was horrendous. But yeah, I got here at about 5:30 and looked in at the Roadhouse, which is over here, for a cup of coffee and just see if I can get an internet connection and figure out what I was going to do. And working in the diner there last night, it was so kind. She says, yeah, well, get next to the stove. Here comes a cup of coffee, and there's a little cabin over there next to the lake where you can sleep the night for free. We let cyclists stay there for free. So, although idiot that I am, I was even thinking about pushing on for 3 or 4 more hours to keep my distance. No, common sense prevailed, and I spent the night here. And what a place! Look at that! I got my own little terrace, got a view of the lake, Myers Lake. And managed to get my stuff dried out. Well, in fact, they let me use the laundry. Got all my stuff washed and dry, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm cooking here, sleep on the very comfy bunk, no mosquitoes. Don't have to worry about grizzly bears or hiding my food or any of that nonsense. So yeah, nice to just get sorted out. Made some essential kit repairs as well. Got a bit of glue on the platypus water filter that something chewed through. I thought the creature a few nights ago had only chewed the hose, but no, it had actually punctured the clean back as well. Patched up my stove, windshield. So yeah, good to do this stuff when you've got the time and the space to just get organised and get dried out. So yeah, just goes to show really, even on a day like yesterday when things looked really bleak, coming over the Twin Passes from Tangle Lakes in the worst weather. I mean, it was getting was getting pretty serious because it was cold wind and very heavy rain. And we're still up here, not that far south of the Arctic Circle, so it's not to be, it's not trivial. But yeah, keep pedaling, something good will happen. Something good will happen if you keep your eyes open. So, thankfully I did come here and I did accept their kind offer, and I'm really glad I did. So yeah, I'm going to get packed up and get on the way. As you can see, it's still raining. It rained constantly now for 24 hours and there's more rain on the way. Yeah, it is what it is. I kind of reassured myself, I suppose, yesterday that I can get through it. I think I've got a lot of rain to look forward to in the next few weeks. This is the rainy season now, but hey ho, maybe there'll be more places like this on the way. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to get packed up and push off. I'm going to try and get to Whitehorse. It's about 700 miles away. I'm going to try and get there in 10 days. We'll see. Anyway, wish me luck. Pretty dreary day, rain all morning. But yeah, it's brightened up in time for lunch. Found a little bit of shelter here. So I'm enjoying my peanut butter sandwiches, my roasted pumpkin seeds, my dried apricots. But best of all, just before I pulled into this place, car pulled over. A couple of young guys from Fairbanks, Colin and Kai, got out and handed me this chocolate bar. This is the good stuff. No cheapo Hershey's for these guys. So thank you so much to them. Would you believe they were at school in Fairbanks when Alistair Humphreys, British cycle adventurer, came through here in 2004, I think they said, and he'd obviously made a big impression. So good work, Al, because yeah, those guys said their mind was blown and they were inspired to pull over and give me chocolate. So thanks to all involved. So yeah, things are looking up. Hopefully it's not gonna rain too hard again this afternoon. I had some real big washouts this morning, so yeah, can do without too many more of those, but yeah, going pretty well.
If you love me like you say, why you treat me like you do? If you love me like you say,
Feeling really good now, just getting ready to set off over the top of the world highway from Toke via a little village called Chicken, over the Canadian border to Dawson City. So I'm on the final climb of today, on the top of the world highway, and I just skirted the edge of this kind of dark rain cloud and it just dumped a lot of rain on me, but look at that. The road's going to go right through that rainbow. In fact, I think I'm going to ride straight to the end of the rainbow now. The sun's coming out under those low clouds beyond. What a fantastic place. Just a whole lot of nothing as far as the eye can see in every direction. And over that hill, a 20-mile descent. Which I'm counting on to get me down to some water, because there's no water up here, so I can't camp up here. But yeah, I should be on a nice long cruise. A couple of little hills on the way down, but overall, yeah, 20 miles down. But first I gotta go through that rainbow. Alright, day 2 on top of the world highway. Heading up towards the Canadian border. What a view! Alright, we're on the start of the climbs up to the USA-Canada border now. Got a 300 meter climb, a descent, 500 meter climb and a descent, and then a 400 meter. And so far so good. Pretty close to the Canadian border now. Somewhere over there is Canada. Bizarrely, this bit right up at the top here is perfect asphalt. And just the slightest tailwind. So now I'm looking for water. Streams down in the bottom must be fed by tributaries between these little spurs off the ridge, I think. Some of them must be wet. It's been very rainy recently, so some of them must have water in. So yeah, I need to get my dowsing rods out and find some, because I'm pretty much dry. I can't eat anything unless, well, I can eat peanut butter sandwiches, I guess. But all right, let's find water. So I still haven't found any water. It's about 9 o'clock at night and I've reached this little community, or once was a community, called Boundary. There's buildings marked on the map and here they are, but this place is deserted. It's got a kind of slightly eerie feel to it. Dry RV camp, $10. Sign says. So this kind of old junk of cars. Really weird things just like left as if people were just here. Maybe they are here in the day. Certainly this is not a working RV park anymore. Can't find any water pump. And some of this stuff looks as if maybe it's been used recently. We're pretty close to the border here. Well, the border closed an hour ago. Tools. So yeah, beautiful, weird, kind of spooky little community. Completely uninhabited now. But no water. I passed a little trickle of a stream at the side of the road and thought, it'll be better than that. Alright, I got about an hour of daylight left, so I guess I'm going to have to drop down on foot and see if I can find a stream somewhere. Wish me luck. Morning. So yeah, this is my last camp in Alaska. I came up here late last night, search of water, managed to scrounge some off a camper van, and yeah, now 4 miles in that direction, the Canadian border. So the next time I camp in USA, I guess, is going to be in a couple of months, probably in Montana. But yeah, it's been fantastic here. Just what I hoped for from Alaska. As you can see, lots of lovely wild campsites like this. This one was perfect. Just completely quiet because the road is not in use when the border's closed. So no traffic at all on the road last night. Just the wind in the trees and a few birds chirping. So yeah, perfect. Just what I needed for a good rest, and I needed it. I'm really feeling it now. This is the 11th day out of Fairbanks, and I think I'm just going to push on to Whitehorse, which is another week from here. So yeah, physically feeling stronger every day. Still got good food, which is that's important. I can eat a lot. It's helping me keep putting the miles in on these big hill days, but yeah, it's getting harder and harder to get off the mattress in the morning. But that was never something I was particularly good at anyway, so yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm feeling limber, so good. Yeah, another big hilly day today, another 2 vertical kilometer up and down a lot today, on the top of the World Highway. This is the famous section now. I stay up high on the ridgeline, so fingers crossed I can find some more water somewhere along there. I'm going to try and beg some off the immigration officers on the border crossing. We'll see how that goes, because I'm dry again now. I have no water left. So yeah, I'm going to drop the tent over that hill. Canada! Yeehaw! We're in Canada! In Yukon territory. That's the US-Canada border behind there. Just crossed, no trouble. So yeah, big country. What, world's second biggest country ahead of us now. And cycle down to Whitehorse. Picked up another cyclist, Alan.
Hello.
Hello world. We're just going to head up the hill. Lots of hills now between us and Dawson. Let's see how we get on. We've just crossed the border from USA, from Alaska into Yukon Territory, Canada. It is Saturday, the 18th of August. Just wanted to show that because I didn't get stamped out of the USA. At the border there was no stamp out, and there's no stamp into Canada because it was electronic. So I just want to make sure I got a record so they don't question that I overstayed when it comes to entering USA again. So I hope that's okay. But yeah, Alaska was awesome. Looking forward to seeing what the Yukon offers. Before you ride in and say wear a helmet, I do normally wear a helmet for the descent, but I can see this one is really short and then there's a big climb again. I have to take the helmet off. I get really hot powering this heavy bike up these hills. And one of the reasons why I like riding in the evening is partly because the roads are quiet, but also because of the light. Look at this gorgeous light. Actually makes it a little bit easier to ride on this loose surface because you can see any corrugations and any slight ruts a little bit better. But this road's super quiet now. The road goes to the border, of course, is where I've come from today with the USA. I don't think anybody could get from here to the border before it closes. No, there must be half an hour before it closes. So the road's all mine. Completely quiet. Just the scent of some of these bushes have a very aromatic scent. Just me and the buzzing insects. Yeah, red letter day. or more or less perfect day on the bike. Woke up feeling pretty rubbish after pushing hard yesterday. That's nothing that the cycling cure won't fix. And a strong cup of coffee first, of course. Again tomorrow. Oh, I'm so happy right now. I just got passed by a car who asked me if I needed any water. Yeah, I'd take some water. So we had a chat and said goodbye. Maybe see you in Dawson City. 200 meters down the road, they've stopped again and they say, we have pizza, vegetarian pizza, if you want that. So yeah, Peter from BC and Jessica from Mexico just gave me half a pizza here. Oh my god, it's the best pizza I've ever tasted. Yeah, it's been a long day and I'm very hungry, so I'm going to devour this and head on down the road to Dawson. My first road angels in Canada. I would say that was a perfect day on the bike for me. Decent distance, 60 miles. It's just stunning scenery, roller coaster of a road, loads of climbing but loads of descending. Got free pizza. Somebody gave me pizza when I'm getting hungry at 9 o'clock at night. Got my water bottles filled up, scrounged from another big camping rig. Family from BC, Andy and his 3 boys and his wife very kindly gave me lots of 500ml bottles to fill up my big bottles. So I'm going to got enough to camp, and then a few kilometers down the road found this secluded little wayside, nobody else here. Nice little spot in the woods there to hide my tent. So I'm going to go find somewhere a bit away from the tent to cook my dinner. But yeah, if this is what Canada has to offer, then this is going to be awesome. Really even doesn't seem to have too many mosquitoes here. So yeah, I'm happy. So I'm heading south from Dawson City on the Klondike highway now. This is the Klondike River. Facing the wrong way there, I'm going this way. But yeah, my beloved tailwind has deserted me. I gotta ride into the wind now. Still some pretty good views, the road's not too bad. About 4 days ride from Whitehorse. I came down via Dawson City yesterday. Spent the first part of the afternoon looking around there, being a tourist, gathering some supplies for this next haul down to Whitehorse. About a 5-day run. And yeah, I had a bit of a nasty afternoon on the road yesterday. Started well, but a lot of the road here is being resurfaced, and it's been kind of left in a state where it's just gravel and dust. No big surprise there. This is a remote part of Canada for one thing, but because the road is basically good, traffic is moving incredibly fast. It must be doing 90, 100 kilometers an hour, and at that speed, man, they raise a lot of dust. So I had a section for maybe an hour yesterday where I couldn't really see in front of me and I couldn't really see behind me. There's just so much dust on the road, just choking. So not fun at all, and it happened to be at the end of the day where I thought I was going to be able to find a place to camp, but the forest to the sides is all covered in white dust, just billowing off the road. Nah. But I got lucky. I found a house randomly out here. Nice old dude gave me a load of water, filled up all my bottles. Suggested I camp at a lake across the way, but again, still too dusty. But 2 or 3 kilometers down the road, I found this little clearing in the forest at the side, and yeah, what a fantastic campsite. You can see just surrounded by silver birch before the black spruce takes over. Silver birch seems to follow the corridor of the road. I'll try and get some footage today just to show, like, sometimes you come over a rise and you start to descend and you can see just what an ocean of forest the Yukon is. Just in every direction is just silver birch and well, mostly black spruce. So this road, the Klondike highway, is just the narrowest little corridor through all of this. So although it's fun to camp like on the edge of it, you don't want to go wandering off too far into it because it never ends, and you probably never come out again. But yeah, just wanted to show you what the Yukon looks like. Camping in the Yukon looks pretty good. This is kind of how I imagined it. So let's hope there's plenty more like this. All right, let's ride. So yeah, I had to stop. An oversized load just went through there, and I had to get off the road because the whole area here was obscured. It was like being in a cloud, so anything coming up behind me wouldn't be able to see me. So I'm thinking I should put the high-vis vest on the back. I've got a little high-vis tag there. Yeah, no problem with visibility once it blows through, but when something like that comes through and raises up so much dust that I'm invisible then. So yeah, maybe need to rethink. Lunch stop on the Klondike highway. Tough day today so far. Not been on the road very long, but I've spent most of it in a cloud of dust, as I showed before. And for whatever reason, I don't know, I have what John Steinbeck called the mully grubs. I don't know, just getting negged out, not really feeling it. So I'm trying to remember that I've chosen to do this and that nobody's making me do it. And actually I'm in pretty amazing surrounds once I get off that horrid road. So yeah, my rule 1, or my lesson 1, when in doubt, stop and eat something. So I've done that. The most important things to eat are a cup of tea, dark chocolate, plus the rest of it, of course. Yeah, that really helps. And just stop and consider really why I'm doing this. Try not to put up too much of a barrier between me and the people who I'm encountering. Most of them, all of them today, have been car drivers or truck drivers or whatever. And really just try and find a way not to create an us and them mentality, because they're not being very considerate. Maybe one vehicle in 20 has slowed down on that very dusty gravel road. Most of them just power past. It's often quite close, showering me with gravel, and then I can't see where I'm going and I can't breathe either. But you know, these are my problems, I have to deal with them. Virtually everybody in the Western world, and certainly everybody in Canada, drives a car, so I can't get into this mindset of hating car drivers. Of course, I was a car driver and probably will be one again in the future. But yeah, tough day. But on the plus side, that usually means something's good's going to happen. That usually means that so long as I keep my eyes open, something interesting will happen. And of course, on those days when it's raining hard and I'm soaked to the skin, it just makes it so much more enjoyable when the sun comes out, dries everything out again. You know, days fighting a headwind. I have a headwind today. Make the tailwinds all much more enjoyable. So yeah, you have to take the rough with the smooth. I know that. In fact, the rough makes the smooth all the sweeter. So yeah, this reflection is only possible because of tea and chocolate, of course. Half an hour ago, I was making myself hoarse. I think I shouted obscenities at a few of the trucks that covered me in gravel, which is not cool. So yeah, I'm going to try and be more phlegmatic about it this afternoon and cover some more miles. So let's get going and see what the future brings. Good morning from the Yukon. So last night I was looking for a place to camp, desperate for somewhere to take a wash, and found a little stream, freshwater stream. So yeah, I managed to have a great bath. Very, very cold. I mean, I say bath, using the coffee pot to pour water over me, and it was one of the coldest I've ever had, I can tell you that. I guess it's not glacier fed because the water was clear, but most of the time it's flowing through these shaded forests, so it's not getting any sunlight, and yeah, it's freezing. But managed to do some laundry as well, just waiting for the last few things to dry out. So yeah, feeling much refreshed today. Even had a campfire last night to warm up after that freezing cold bath. So yeah, another late start. A big difference today as well, I didn't set the alarm. What I've been doing is setting the alarm for, I don't know, my aspirational get up time of like 7 AM. But because it stays late here, so it stays light here until maybe 10:30, 11. I'm tending to ride pretty late, and I'm tending to be cooking just as it goes dark. So by the time I'm actually in bed with my book, it's usually like 11:30, midnight. And after a big day on the bike, it seems that I really need more like 9 hours sleep. So usually I'm just snoozing the alarm every 10 minutes for like 2-3 hours sometimes, and I don't feel much better for it. I should just not set the alarm. So that's what I did today. Didn't set the alarm, and just got up when I woke up, which was about 9:30 actually. And then I had a whole bunch of jobs to do. Still waiting. It rained overnight, so the laundry wasn't dry in the morning, but my air mattress has sprung another leak. Just more holes in my clothes, so doing some sewing as well. All good, all stuff that it's just part of extended traveling. These are my favourite times actually. If you've got a good campsite, for me, much of the joy of that is having a nice place to just to do your jobs in the morning without feeling hurried. Without being eaten alive by mosquitoes. Having fresh water just makes everything much easier. I'm on the Klondike Highway, somewhere between Stewart Crossing and Pelly Crossing. Oh man, what a windy day. This is probably the strongest headwind I've had in North America so far. Yeah, you can see when it gusts, man, the trees are all bending. I've been riding into this now for maybe 6 hours. I'm barely making 10 kilometers an hour, I think. Anyway, I'm at the top of this hill. I've been climbing uphill for like 2 hours now. I'm at about 800 meters, so let's see how I get on down the other side. So far on any decline, I've had to still pedal. As you can hear, it's raining pretty hard. Raining non-stop now for about 16-17 hours. I just got the tent up as it went dark last night. I got the tent up, and literally as I put the final pole in, the skies opened, and I crawled inside pretty happy. Yesterday was a really tough day with that headwind. I nearly made 100 kilometers, but it felt like about 150. And then I wake and it's still doing this. So yeah, I mean, today's mostly spent. I think I'm going to call this a rest day. I need it. I've got everything I need. I've got enough water, I've got enough food. The tent is pretty much holding up. A couple of slightly damp spots. I have to say, pretty happy about that for an 11-year-old tent that I've kind of resurrected and kept patching up. So fingers crossed it's going to hold out for the rest of the day. But yeah, here we are. Welcome to my world. Not a very glamorous campsite. This is a kind of lay-by next to a big lake. So I got more water if I need it. I can filter that. But it's not like I'm going to be enjoying the view anyway on a day like today. It is really hammering down out there. So I guess I'm going to keep reading my book, dreaming my dreams. Hopefully we'll cover some miles tomorrow. So I'm still in the Yukon. I'm on the final run into Whitehorse today. Yesterday managed to do my first 162 kilometer, 100 mile day. First one for a long time. I don't know when the last time I did a day like that. But I feel good today. So yeah, I'm back on it. But yeah, yesterday was fine, although headwind all day. Today, lots of rain. So actually it's brightening up a little bit, but it's still raining. I just ducked into this day use shelter in one of the national park campsites, and these have been great picnic stops all the way through Alaska and the Yukon. Bit of a roof over your head and plenty of space, usually some water. I just filtered some lake water here, so yeah, get a brew on. Have my customary peanut butter, bagel, and mashed potato, and banana and chocolate. Yeah, my special cyclist low carb diet. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen when I get to Whitehorse. I managed to find a free Wi-Fi point yesterday, the first network connection of any kind I've had in over a week. But yeah, briefly yesterday I managed to get out a few messages to potential warm showers hosts in Whitehorse. So maybe when I get to Whitehorse tonight, maybe I get a happy surprise and find that I have a host, or maybe I find I don't have a host and I have to find somewhere to camp in the rain, which is not a problem. But yeah, I'm ready for a couple of days off now. It's been 2 weeks pushing pretty hard, so yeah. I mean, this is a very nice spot here. I like it here, but most of the time not really a road to linger on anyway. So doing 100 miles yesterday was the thing to do on that road, you know. It was pretty straight, pretty closed in on both sides by trees. Occasional views, so I will stop and take a photograph or something, or enjoy the view. But most of the time you're in a kind of green tunnel. So yeah, it made sense to power along. I'm looking forward to getting to Whitehorse and having a conversation again. And maybe see Adam and Julie, hopefully. Hopefully we'll cross paths again there. But I guess I better pack up now and do that.